Let's begin today's Vanguard news by making everyone wish they live in Japan, because Koro is once again giving an entire deck in their latest magazine issue, and proving that Koro seems to know Vanguard better by actually catering to the game's target demographic. The free deck is full on Dinodragons with an actual new Rideline, surely appealing to both kids at heart and Tachikaze mains alike. Baby Dragon Gagrex is your typical D-series starter that will make you feel uncomfortable due to how smug he looks just after hatching. Iron Claw Dragon Gagrex, when ridden over by Iron Arm Dragon Gagrex, lets you add up to one Dinodragon card from the top 5 cards of your deck. And when it's discarded from hand or retired from rearguard during your turn, you put itself into your soul. If you have a Dinodragon Vanguard, if only there was a Dinodragon Sentinel, this would have put this card on par with Bar and made every Dragon Empire deck jealous. Iron Arm Dragon Gagrex, when ridden over by Iron Emperor Dragon Gagrex, lets you pay 3 energy to choose up to 2 Dinodragons with different names from the top 7 cards of your deck, then add one of them to your hand and discarding the rest. And while in the drop zone, you can pay 3 energy if you have a grade 3 or higher Dinodragon Vanguard to call itself to rearguard. This Dinodragon uses so much energy that it gave Vermilion a heart attack after seeing the electric bill, but it might as well, as there's nothing really worth using your energy on. Iron Emperor Dragon Gagrex, while on Vanguard during your turn, gives all of your front row Dinodragon rearguards 5k power. Once per turn while on Vanguard, you can pay 1 discard to call up to 2 Dinodragons with different names from your drop zone. Then retire one of your opponent's rearguards if you discarded a Dinodragon for this ability's cost. And once per turn while on Vanguard, you can pay 1 counter blast. This unit gets 10k power if you have 2 or more Dinodragon's rearguards with different names. Then this unit gets an extra drive check if there's 3 or more with different names. And it gets an extra crit if there's 5 or more with different names and you Persona Road that turn. This card is giving me Chris Rain vibes with how it requires a Highlander field to get all its perks. The other nations are finally copying back, like they are demanding payment for the lone lyrical Monasteria took out. But seriously, Bushiroad made another Dragon Empire Vanguard unit that has access to triple drive and an extra crit. They clearly learned nothing from Shiranui and Bavsagra. Expect this card to be next in line for being choice restricted from using Dragveda. Scorching Cannon Dragon Dinobelm, once per turn while on rearguard, lets you pay 3 energy when your grade 3 or higher Gagrex Vanguard attacks and your units did not stand by a card's ability this turn yet to stand this unit and get 5k power, but it gets retired at the end of that turn. I get that a free deck shouldn't get a broken support, but why the hell would they make this deck's attack extender a grade 0 unit with 5k base power? Even with Persona Ride and Gagrex giving out power, this would only be at 25k power on restand. This is the equivalent of trying to win by attacking with Trickster. DZBT10 has one new support for Dinodragons. Burst Fire Dragon, while on rearguard, gets 5k power when it attacks a Vanguard while you have a grade 3 or higher Dinodragon Vanguard. Then retire this unit and draw a card at the end of that battle. Unless Gagrex would get a card that lets you call from hand during the battle phase. This is just a front row version of Painkiller Angel with restrictions. Finally, the 4th volume of the Skyide manga will have a promo card that will help this deck as well. Festival Gun Dragon Dino Fest, while on rearguard, gets 5k power when it boosts while you have grade 3 or higher Vanguard and your opponent has no rearguards in the same column as itself. And while on rearguard, you can bind itself at the end of the battle it boosted, and you have more rearguards than your opponent, or your opponent's rearguard was retired this turn. To add up to 1 grade 2 or higher unit card, or up to 1 Dinodragon normal unit that isn't a Sentinel, and with a different name than itself from the top 5 cards of your deck. Shenri just got cucked. Dragon Empire has officially gotten their Sega on clone. Bushiroad even future-proof this card by binding itself after use, just in case Dragon Empire gets a revival ability. And that concludes this Vanguard news without the bullshit. Special thanks to my Patreon members for continuing to support my content creation. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if you finally believe my claim how Dragveda needs an errata.